Imagine pulling up to a red light in the 1980s, hearing nothing but a soft turbo whistle, then leaving Corvettes, Mustangs, and Ferraris wondering what just happened. This isn't a muscle car, it's a blacked-out assassin, the 1987 Buick Grand National, the silent killer that rewrote American performance forever. What's up, everyone? Subscribe my channel. Tonight the lights are low, the asphalt is still warm, and history is about to breathe again through a shape so dark, so deliberate, that it never needed chrome to announce its arrival. This is not just a car. This is a statement forged in turbo pressure and quiet intimidation. This is the 1987 Buick Grand National, the final and most ferocious chapter of an American legend that rewrote the rules of performance without ever raising its voice. Picture America in the late 80s. Neon lights, synthesizers in the air, muscle cars fading into memory, and manufacturers chasing comfort over courage. While others softened their edges, Buick did the unthinkable. They went dark. No flashy paint, no stripes screaming for attention, just black, deep, unforgiving black, wrapping a machine that hunted Corvettes, embarrassed VAs, and turned stoplight encounters into whispered folklore. The 1987 Grand National didn't roar its dominance, it delivered it in silence, followed by the sound of a turbo spooling like destiny loading a weapon. Under that sinister hood lived a 3.8-liter turbocharged V6, an engine configuration nobody expected to rule the streets. On paper, it made 245 horsepower and 355 pound-feet of torque, numbers that were politely understated even back then. In reality, it was a monster hiding behind corporate modesty. The torque arrived like a hammer, instant and relentless, pinning drivers back into their seats while the rest of the world struggled to understand what had just happened. This was the era when V8 pride ruled, and Buick shattered that pride with Boost. The Grand National's acceleration wasn't just quick, it was shocking. 0 to 60 came and went in under 5 seconds, and the quarter mile disappeared in the low 13s straight from the factory. No tuning, no excuses, just a warranty-backed street car that could outgun America's most celebrated sports cars. Ferrari owners were confused, Corvette owners were humbled, and muscle car purists had no choice but to respect the darkness. But performance was only part of the magic. The 1987 Buick Grand National carried an aura, an attitude that transcended numbers. Its all-black exterior wasn't a design choice, it was a warning. The blacked-out grille, the aggressive fender flares, the menacing stance, and those iconic aluminum wheels created a silhouette that felt more like a Predator than a passenger car. This wasn't something you drove to be seen. This was something you drove so others wouldn't challenge you. Slide inside, and you're greeted by a cockpit that blends 80s luxury with restrained aggression. Deep bucket seats hold you in place as the boost gauge waits patiently, like a heartbeat monitor for chaos. The dashboard is driver-focused, honest, functional, and purposeful. No gimmicks, no distractions. Everything exists to serve the moment when your right foot goes down and the turbo answers the call. What made the 1987 model so special was finality. Buick knew this was the end. Emissions regulations, corporate direction, and changing markets meant the Grand National's reign couldn't continue, so they delivered everything they had. Every lesson learned since 1984, every refinement in suspension tuning, turbo response, and drivetrain durability. The 4-speed automatic transmission was strengthened, the rear end fortified, and the suspension dialed in to keep all that torque under control. This was the Grand National at its absolute peak. On the street, the experience was intoxicating. There was no dramatic exhaust note announcing your intentions, just the quiet whistle of boost, the sudden surge, and the realization that you were now ahead of traffic in a way that felt almost unfair. The car didn't need noise to be fast. It let performance speak for itself. And that silence made it even more terrifying to those who underestimated it. Collectors today understand what this car represents. The 1987 Buick Grand National isn't just valuable because it's rare or fast, it's valuable because it broke tradition. It proved that intelligence could beat brute force, that technology could outsmart displacement, and that luxury brands could build street legends without losing their identity. Values continue to climb, pristine examples disappearing into private collections, their black paint preserved like fine art. And then there's the cultural impact. The Grand National became a symbol, A car for those who knew. A machine whispered about in late-night parking lots and respected in drag lanes across the country. It appeared in movies, music, and memories, often cast as the villain because that's exactly how it felt. Even today, when one rolls by, people don't cheer. They pause, they look twice, they remember. Driving a 1987 Grand National today is like shaking hands with history. The steering feels honest, the throttle responsive, the turbo lag just enough to build anticipation. Modern cars may be faster on paper, but they lack this soul, this sense of danger and reward intertwined. Every pull feels earned, every boost hit feels personal. This is a car that demands respect and gives it back tenfold. What truly elevates the Grand National into legend status is how it made people feel. Confident, dangerous, untouchable. It didn't matter who you were or where you came from. Behind the wheel, you were part of an elite circle that understood the power of restraint and surprise. You didn't need flames on the side, you didn't need a loud exhaust, you had black paint and boost, and that was enough. As the final year, 1987, stands immortal. It represents the moment Buick stepped out of the shadows and owned them completely. A machine built not to impress executives, but to dominate streets. A car that forced the automotive world to pay attention. A reminder that sometimes the most expensive, most powerful presence is the one that says the least. So when you see a 1987 Buick Grand National today, remember what you're looking at. You're not just seeing a classic car. You're witnessing a rebellion wrapped in darkness, a turbocharged middle finger to expectations, and one of the most important performance vehicles ever produced by an American manufacturer. This isn't nostalgia. This is legacy. And legends like this don't fade. They wait quietly for the next moment to strike.